What if the reality you're living is a carefully woven illusion, not a conspiracy, but a script you've been handed, one you've never thought to question? What if your struggles, your doubts, your entire life, the job that drains you, the relationships that feel heavy, the fears that keep you awake, are projections of a hidden code running silently in your subconscious? A code you didn't write, but one you have the power to rewrite. Welcome to the 7-Night Subconscious Reset. A journey that's not just about watching a video, but about waking up to the truth of who you are. Over the next 7 nights, you'll peel back the layers of your mind, uncover the forces shaping your world, and step into the role of the creator you were always meant to be. This isn't a passive experience, it's a call to action, a map to rewire your reality. Are you ready to wake up rewired? This isn't about chasing fleeting success or forcing change through willpower. It's about remembering your sovereignty, your innate ability to shape your life with the power of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. You're not just a passenger in your story. You're the author, the artist, the architect, and right now the canvas of your life is waiting for you to pick up the brush. Let's begin the journey. Understand Chapter 1, The Hidden Code of Your Reality. Have you ever felt a quiet ache, a sense that there's more to you than the life you're living? Maybe it's a fleeting moment when you're driving home, staring at the horizon, or lying awake at night, wondering why you feel stuck, like you're playing a role in someone else's story. That feeling isn't random. It's a signal, a whisper from your soul, telling you that you're more than your routine, your doubts, or the expectations pressed upon you. It's a clue that there's a hidden code running beneath the surface of your life, a subconscious program built from childhood memories, societal rules, and forgotten dreams. This code isn't just a collection of thoughts. It's the blueprint of your reality, and most of us are living by a version we didn't choose. Let's pause and consider that. Your reality, the way you see the world, the opportunities you notice, the people you attract, isn't just happening to you. It's being shaped by you, or more precisely by the unconscious part of you that's been programmed over years. Your subconscious mind, that vast silent engine driving 95% of your actions, is like a master painter creating the canvas of your life with every thought, emotion, and belief. But here's the problem. Most of us are painting with someone else's colors. The shades of "I'm not enough," "I need to play it safe," or "I'll never break free" were handed to us by parents, teachers, society, or even our own misinterpretations of life's challenges. And yet, you are not your programming. You are the programmer. You have the power to rewrite the code, to choose the colors, to paint a masterpiece that feels like you. This idea isn't new, it's ancient. Thousands of years ago, the mystics of Egypt believed the human mind was a sacred bridge, a conduit between the divine spark within and the physical world around us. They saw thoughts as spells, emotions as rituals, capable of shaping existence itself. In ancient India, the concept of Maya described reality as an illusion, a dream woven by our perceptions. The sages taught that by mastering the mind, we could shift the dream, bending reality to reflect our deepest truths. Fast forward to today, and science is echoing these ancient insights. Neuroscientists at institutions like MIT and Stanford have uncovered the brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself, a process called neuroplasticity. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, carves new pathways in your brain, strengthening some connections and weakening others. Your mind isn't just a recorder of reality, it's a creator of it. Consider this. Studies, like those published in journals such as Nature Neuroscience, estimate 95% of your daily actions, your habits, reactions, even the way you talk to yourself, are driven by your subconscious mind. That means only 5% of your life is under your conscious control. Think about that for a second. You're a godlike creator, capable of shaping worlds, but 95% of your power is being directed by a script you barely notice. Maybe it's the voice that says you're not smart enough to start that business, not attractive enough to find love, or not worthy enough to chase your dreams. That voice isn't you, it's the code. And the code can be changed. This journey, the 7-Night Subconscious Reset, is about taking back the pen and writing a new story. It's about sovereignty, reclaiming your right to decide who you are and what your life becomes. Over the next 7 nights, we'll dive deep into the mechanics of your subconscious, blending ancient wisdom with modern science to give you tools to rewire your reality. This isn't about positive thinking or shallow affirmations. It's about unlocking the hidden language of your mind, understanding how it shapes your world, and using that knowledge to create a life that feels like freedom, purpose, and power. Let's make this real with a story. Imagine a woman named Sarah. She's 34, works a stable but uninspiring job, and feels like life is passing her by. Every morning she wakes up with a knot in her stomach, dreading another day of monotony. She tells herself, this is just how life is. But one night, she stumbles across a practice that changes everything. She starts questioning the stories she's been telling herself, the ones that keep her small. She begins to see that her reality, her stress, her lack of joy, isn't fixed. It's a projection of beliefs she's carried since childhood, when a teacher told her she wasn't cut out for big things. Over 7 nights, Sarah rewrites those beliefs, using simple practices to shift her subconscious. By the end, she's not just happier, she's launched her own business, reconnected with her creativity, and feels alive for the first time in years. Sarah didn't change her circumstances first, she changed her code. And so can you. Let's start tonight with a practice to wake up your subconscious and set the stage for this transformation. It's called the reality mirror, a simple but profound exercise to help you see the code running your life and begin rewriting it. Here's how it works. Create a sacred space. Before bed, find a quiet corner where you won't be disturbed. Turn off your phone, dim the lights, and maybe light a candle or some incense to signal to your mind that this moment is special. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take 5 deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your chest expand like a balloon filling with light. Exhale through your mouth, letting tension melt away like wax dripping from a candle. Feel your body settle, your mind becoming still like a lake reflecting the stars. Uncover the story, grab a notebook or a piece of paper. Ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about my life right now? Don't overthink it. Let the first thoughts or feelings spill out. Maybe it's, I'm stuck in this job. I'm not good enough to be loved, or I'm always one step behind. Write down whatever comes, even if it's messy or painful. This is the code running in the background, the script you've been living by without realizing it. I'd write the narrative. Now, take that story and rewrite it as if you were the hero, not the victim. If you wrote, I'm stuck, try, I'm on the verge of a breakthrough, ready to step into my power. If it's, I'm not enough, then rewrite it as, I am whole, radiant, and capable of creating anything I desire. Make it vivid and sensory. Imagine the taste of freedom on your tongue like cool water after a long drought. See the colors of possibility, golden sunlight, emerald fields, sapphire skies. Hear the music of your own courage, a steady drumbeat in your chest. Write this new story in full sentences, as if you're declaring it to the universe. Speak it to life. Stand in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. This might feel uncomfortable, but that's the point. You're facing yourself, the real you. Read your new story aloud, slowly with conviction. Let the words vibrate in your throat. Feel them ripple through your body like waves. Speak for at least 1 minute, even if your voice shakes. If emotions rise, anger, hope, fear, let them. This is you waking up. You're telling your subconscious, this is the new code. Seal the intention. Before you finish, place one hand on your heart and say, I am the creator of my reality. I choose this story. Then blow out the candle if you lit one, or close your notebook, signaling the end of the ritual. Go to bed with the feeling of that new story alive in you. This practice isn't just about words. It's about planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Science supports this. Research from Carnegie Mellon University shows that self-affirmations, especially when spoken aloud, can lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and improve problem-solving under pressure. A 2016 study in social, cognitive, and affective neuroscience found that affirming your values activates the brain's reward centers, making you more open to change. But this goes beyond science. The reality mirror is a declaration of your sovereignty, a signal to the universe that you're ready to take charge. Ancient shamans would call this a spell, a sacred act of creation. You're not just speaking, you're weaving a new reality. Do this practice tonight, even if it feels strange. Don't just watch this video and move on. Act. Take 10 minutes before bed to step into your power. Because you're not just a viewer, you're the hero of this story. The universe is watching, waiting for your next move. But why does this matter? Because your subconscious is always listening. Every thought you think, every word you speak is like a command to the universe. Right now you might be sending commands like, I'm not ready, or I don't deserve this. Those commands are shaping your reality, attracting situations that match them. The reality mirror flips that script. It's your first step toward becoming the conscious architect of your life. Let's talk about what's at stake. If you don't rewrite your code, you'll keep living the same patterns. The job that feels like a cage, the relationships that drain you, the dreams you keep postponing. But if you commit to these 7 nights, you'll start to see shifts. Maybe it's a moment of clarity that leads to a bold decision. Maybe it's a surge of confidence that makes you speak up. Or maybe it's just a feeling, a quiet knowing that you're no longer asleep. That's what happened to Sarah, the woman from our story. After her first night with the reality mirror, she woke up feeling lighter, like a weight had lifted. By night 7, she wasn't just dreaming of a new life, she was living it. This journey is universal, yet it's uniquely yours. Whether you're seeking love, purpose, wealth, or peace, the principles we'll explore are the same. Your subconscious doesn't care about your goals, it cares about your beliefs. Change the belief, and the goal becomes possible. Over the next 6 nights, we'll dive deeper, uncovering the forgotten language of your mind, the energy of your emotions, and the alchemy of your imagination. Each chapter will build on this one, giving you tools to rewire your reality step by step. For now, let's anchor this with a metaphor. Imagine your life as a river. Right now, it might feel like you're caught in a current, pulled along by forces you can't control. But you're not just in the river, you're the one who carved its path. Every belief, every emotion is a stone you've placed, shaping the flow. The practices in this journey, starting with the reality mirror, are about moving those stones, redirecting the river to flow where you want it to go. You're not powerless, you're the river keeper, the sculptor, the god of your own world. Before we close this chapter, let's address the skeptic in you. Maybe you're thinking, this sounds too good to be true, or I've tried things like this before. That's okay. Doubt is just another story, another line of code you can rewrite. The science is clear, your brain is malleable, your reality is flexible, the mystics were right, your mind is a sacred tool. And your heart, the part of you that feels that spark, knows this is possible. Trust it. Take the leap. Tonight, do the reality mirror. Set aside 10 minutes. Create your space, write your story, speak it aloud. Feel the shift, even if it's small. You're not just practicing, you're claiming your power. You're telling the universe, I'm ready to wake up. In the next chapter, we'll explore the forgotten language of your subconscious, a language of symbols, feelings, and dreams that's been speaking to you your entire life, if you know how to listen. Subscribe now to join this journey, and let's wake up rewired together. Your transformation starts tonight. Chapter 2, The Forgotten Language of Your Mind. Last night, you took the first step. You stood in front of the mirror, looked into your own eyes, and declared a new story. You planted a seed in the soil of your subconscious, a signal that you're ready to rewrite the code of your reality. If you haven't done the reality mirror yet, pause this video and do it tonight. Because this journey isn't about watching, it's about acting, about claiming your power as the creator of your world. And tonight, we're going deeper. We're going to uncover the forgotten language of your mind, a language that's been speaking to you your entire life, shaping your reality in ways you've never noticed. Are you ready to listen? Your subconscious doesn't speak in words. It doesn't argue with logic or debate with reason. It speaks in a primal, vivid language of symbols, images, feelings, and dreams. Think of it like an ancient storyteller, weaving tales through pictures and emotions, painting your reality with every stroke. This language is older than words, older than civilization. It's the tongue of your soul, the dialect of your deepest self. And most of us have forgotten how to hear it. Let's go back in time again. In ancient Greece, the Oracle of Delphi was revered as a conduit to divine wisdom. People traveled for miles to hear her cryptic messages delivered in visions and riddles. Why? Because they knew the truth wasn't always linear. It was symbolic, layered, alive. The shamans of indigenous cultures saw dreams as portals where the subconscious spoke through animals, landscapes, and spirits. Even today, Psychologists like Carl Jung, who studied the subconscious in the early 20th century, believed that symbols, archetypes like the hero, the shadow, or the wise elder, are the building blocks of our inner world. These aren't just old stories. They're clues to how your mind works. Now, let's bring in the science. Your brain processes information in layers. The conscious mind, the part reading these words, handles logic and language, but the subconscious, it's a visual and emotional powerhouse. Studies in cognitive neuroscience, like those from the University of California, show that your brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. When you feel a sudden pang of fear or a rush of joy, that's your subconscious speaking, bypassing words to deliver its message raw. Dreams are another example. Ever woken up from a dream so vivid it felt more real than your waking life? That's your subconscious painting a story, using symbols to reveal truths your conscious mind might ignore. So why does this matter? Because your subconscious is always communicating, and its messages shape your reality. That recurring dream about falling, it might be your subconscious signaling fear of losing control, the way your heart races when you think about a new opportunity. That's your subconscious whispering, "This matters." But most of us dismiss these signals as noise. We scroll through our phones, drown in distractions, and miss the conversation happening within. The result? We stay stuck, living out patterns we don't understand because we've forgotten the language that could set us free. Let's make this personal. Think about a moment in your life when you felt alive. Maybe a time when you were laughing so hard your sides hurt, or standing on a beach watching the sunset, or creating something that poured out of you effortlessly. In that moment, you weren't thinking, you were feeling. You were tapped into the language of your subconscious, a flow of images and emotions that felt like truth. Now think about a moment when you felt stuck. Maybe you were overthinking a decision, replaying a failure, or feeling unworthy. That too was your subconscious speaking, but through a different lens, a story of limitation instead of possibility. The difference between those moments isn't luck or circumstance. It's the story your subconscious is telling and the language it's using to tell it. This chapter is about learning to listen, to translate the forgotten language of your mind so you can understand the code running your reality. Because once you understand the language, you can change the story. You can shift the symbols, rewrite the images, and redirect the emotions to create a reality that feels like you, vibrant, free, and powerful. Let's ground this with another story. Meet David, a 42-year-old accountant who felt trapped in a life that didn't fit. He was successful by society's standards, good job, nice house, but inside he was restless. He kept having a dream about a dark forest where he was searching for something he couldn't name. He ignored it for years, calling it just a dream. But one day he started paying attention. He noticed the forest wasn't scary, it was alive, whispering to him. He began journaling his dreams, sketching the images, and asking what they meant. Slowly, he realized the forest was a symbol of his own unexplored potential. The something he was searching for was his creativity, buried under years of routine. That realization didn't just change his dreams, it changed his life. David started painting again, a passion he'd abandoned in his 20s. He didn't quit his job, but he found joy in creating. And that joy spilled into every part of his life. He rewired his reality by listening to the language of his subconscious. You can do this too. Your subconscious is speaking right now through feelings, dreams, even the random images that flash in your mind. The question is, are you listening? Tonight we're going to practice tuning in with an exercise called the Dream Catcher Journal. This is a simple but powerful way to start decoding the language of your subconscious and using it to shape your reality. Here's how it works. Prepare your space. Before bed, to create a quiet, inviting space. Maybe light a candle or play soft music, something that feels sacred to you. Grab a notebook dedicated to this journey. Call it your Dream Catcher Journal. This is where you'll capture the whispers of your subconscious. Set an intention. Sit quietly and take a few deep breaths. Feel your body soften, like a wave settling on the shore. Say to yourself, either aloud or in your mind, I am open to the language of my subconscious. Show me the truth. This isn't woo-woo. It's a signal to your brain that you're ready to listen. Research in psychology, like studies from the Journal of Consciousness Studies, shows that setting intentions before sleep can prime your brain to process emotions and insights more deeply. Capture the signals. Think back over your day. What moment stood out? Maybe a sudden feeling of joy, a pang of anxiety, or an image that popped into your head like a bird soaring or a locked door. Write down one or two of these moments in your journal. Describe them vividly. What did you feel? What colors, shapes, or sounds come to mind? If you remember a dream from last night, write that too. Don't analyze, just let the images and emotions flow onto the page. Ask the question, for each moment or dream, ask, what is my subconscious trying to tell me? Write whatever comes, even if it feels strange. For example, if you felt anxious during a work meeting, maybe your subconscious is signaling a fear of being seen. If you dreamed of a river, maybe it's about flow, freedom, or letting go. Trust your intuition. Jung called this active imagination, engaging with your subconscious like a conversation. Choose a new symbol. Pick one moment or dream from your journal and rewrite its story. If the locked door felt heavy, imagine it swinging open to reveal a golden field. If the anxiety felt like a storm, imagine it dissolving into a clear sky. Write a sentence or two about this new image, making it as vivid as possible. For example, the door opens and I step into a field of golden light, feeling free and unstoppable. This isn't just creative writing, it's you speaking back to your subconscious in its own language. Sleep with the image. As you lie in bed, close your eyes and picture your new symbol. See it clearly, the colors, the textures, the sounds. Feel it in your body like warmth spreading through your chest. Let this image be the last thing you hold before you sleep. You're planting a new message in your subconscious, one that will ripple into your reality. This practice is powerful because it meets your subconscious where it lives, in images and emotions. Science backs this up. 2018 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that visualizing positive imagery before sleep can reduce stress and improve emotional regulation, rewiring your brain for resilience. But more than that, this is you reclaiming the forgotten language of your mind. You're not just listening, you're speaking back, shaping the story. Do the Dreamcatcher journal tonight. Take 10-15 minutes to tune in, capture the signals, and plant a new symbol. If you don't remember dreams, that's okay. Focus on a moment from your day. The key is to start the conversation. Your subconscious is waiting, eager to share its wisdom. This is just the beginning. By listening to your subconscious, you're unlocking the door to your own power. You're not a passenger in your life. You're the driver, the artist, the poet. Over the next 5 nights, we'll build on this, exploring how your emotions, beliefs, and imagination can reshape your reality. Each chapter will give you a new tool, a new piece of the code to wake up rewired. Let's anchor this with another metaphor. Your subconscious is like an ancient library, filled with scrolls of symbols and stories. Right now, you might be reading the same tattered scroll, a story of limitation or fear. The Dreamcatcher Journal is your chance to pick up a new scroll, one written in the language of possibility. You're not just reading, you're writing page by page, a story that feels like you. Before we close, let's address the part of you that might be hesitant. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not creative, or I don't have time for this. That's the old code talking, the one that keeps you small. You don't need to be an artist to do this. You just need to be willing to listen. 5 minutes tonight could shift everything. Trust the spark inside you, the one that brought you here. It's your soul saying, it's time. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the energy of your emotions, how they act like music, tuning your reality to their frequency. Subscribe now to keep this journey going and do the Dreamcatcher Journal tonight. Your subconscious is speaking. It's time to answer. And Chapter 3, the music of your emotions. You've taken bold steps. With the reality mirror, you declared a new story, planting a seed of sovereignty in your subconscious. Last night, with the Dreamcatcher Journal, you began tuning into the forgotten language of your mind, listening to its symbols, and rewriting them to shape a reality that feels alive. If you haven't done these practices yet, pause this video and start tonight. This journey isn't about consuming information, it's about transformation. You're not here to watch, you're here to rewire. And tonight, we're diving into one of the most powerful forces shaping your reality, your emotions. They're not just feelings, they're music vibrating through your being, tuning the world around you to their frequency. Are you ready to change the song? Emotions are more than reactions to life's ups and downs. They're the soundtrack of your existence, a melody that your subconscious plays on repeat. drawing people, opportunities, and experiences that match its rhythm. When you feel joy, it's like a bright, uplifting symphony, pulling in moments of connection and possibility. When you're stuck in anger or fear, it's a heavy, discordant note, echoing back as chaos or stagnation. Your emotions aren't just happening inside you, they're broadcasting to the universe, shaping what comes next. Let's travel back in time to understand this. Ancient Chinese philosophers, like those who wrote the Tao Te Ching, saw emotions as energy in motion, qi flowing through the body and beyond, influencing the world. They believed that cultivating emotions like peace or gratitude could harmonize not just your spirit, but your entire life. In the traditions of West African griots, storytellers used music to evoke emotions, knowing that a song could shift a listener's reality, binding communities or inspiring courage. These weren't just poetic ideas, they were practical wisdom, a recognition that emotions are a creative force. Now, let's bring in the science. Your emotions don't just live in your mind, they're chemical and electrical signals pulsing through your body. Neuroscientists, like those at Harvard Medical School, have shown that emotions trigger specific brain chemicals: dopamine for joy, cortisol for stress, oxytocin for love. These chemicals don't just affect how you feel, they change how you think, act, and perceive the world. A 2019 study in Nature Communications found that emotions alter the brain's attention networks, making you more likely to notice things that match your emotional state. Feeling anxious? You'll spot threats everywhere. Feeling hopeful? Opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. This isn't magic, it's your brain and body working together, tuning your reality like a radio to the frequency of your emotions. But here's the catch. Most of us don't choose our emotions consciously. We'd let them run on autopilot, shaped by old habits or external triggers. That argument with a coworker, the news headline that spikes your anger, the quiet doubt that creeps in at night, these set the tone for your subconscious, and your subconscious sets the tone for your life. If 95% of your actions come from your subconscious, as research suggests, then your emotions are quietly steering the ship, deciding where you go without you even noticing. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Aisha, 29-year-old teacher who felt overwhelmed by stress. Her days were a blur of grading papers, managing a classroom, and worrying about the future. She noticed her life seemed to mirror her emotions. Her relationships were tense, her creativity was blocked, and even small tasks felt heavy. One day she stumbled across a practice that shifted everything. She started intentionally cultivating moments of gratitude, focusing on the small joys in her day: a student's smile, a warm cup of tea. Over time, she noticed her reality changing. Her classroom felt lighter, her colleagues were more collaborative, and she started writing poetry again, something she hadn't done in years. Aisha didn't change her circumstances, she changed her frequency. Her emotions became a new song, and her life began to dance to it. You can do this too. Your emotions are like music, and you're the composer. You don't have to wait for life to hand you a better tune. You can choose it right now and watch your reality shift in response. Tonight, we're going to practice this with an exercise called the Emotional Symphony. It's a simple but powerful way to tune your emotions and align your subconscious with the reality you want to create. Here's how it works. Set the stage. Find a quiet space where you feel safe. This could be your bedroom, a cozy corner, or even a park bench if you're outdoors. Light a candle or play soft instrumental music, something that feels soothing like a gentle stream. Sit comfortably and take 10 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, imagining you're drawing in light, warm, and golden. Exhale through your mouth, letting go of tension like leaves falling from a tree. Feel your body soften, your heart opening like a flower in the sun. Name your current song. Close your eyes and ask, what emotion am I feeling most right now? Don't judge it, just name it. Maybe it's stress, joy, sadness, or restlessness. Picture this emotion as a song. What does it sound like? Is it a heavy drum beat, a chaotic violin, a quiet hum? Write it down in your dream catcher journal from last night. For example, my stress feels like a pounding drum, relentless and loud. Be specific, describe the tempo, the instruments, the mood. Choose a new song. Now decide what emotion you want to feel. Maybe it's peace, confidence, or excitement. Imagine this emotion as a new song. What does it sound like? Perhaps peace is a soft piano melody, flowing like a river. Confidence might be a bold trumpet, soaring and clear. Write a sentence about this new song. I choose peace, a gentle piano melody that calms my soul. Make it vivid, see the notes sparkling in the air, feel their rhythm in your chest, hear their harmony. Embody the music, stand up and move your body to this new song. If it's peace, sway gently like a tree in the breeze. If it's confidence, stand tall, shoulders back, and stride like you're walking onto a stage. Let your body feel the emotion, even if it's just for 1 minute. Movement anchors emotions in your nervous system. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology shows that physical movement can amplify positive emotional states, rewiring your brain's response. Amplify with gratitude. To lock in this new frequency, think of one thing you're grateful for today. It could be small, a kind word, a sunny day, or even this moment of growth. Picture it as a bright note in your new song, glowing like a star. Say aloud, I'm grateful for this, and it tunes my heart to your chosen emotion. For example, I'm grateful for my morning coffee, and it tunes my heart to peace. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a signal to your subconscious that abundance is already here. Carry the song. Before you finish, take one final deep breath and imagine your new song radiating from your heart, filling your body and spilling into the world. Picture it as a wave of light, touching everything around you. Carry this feeling as you go to bed, letting it hum softly in your subconscious as you sleep. This practice is about more than feeling good. It's about retuning your reality. Your emotions are energy, and energy attracts. When you shift your emotional frequency, you shift what you draw into your life. A 2020 study in emotion found that intentionally cultivating positive emotions like gratitude or hope increases your brain's sensitivity to positive stimuli, making you more likely to notice opportunities. But beyond the science, this is alchemy. You're transforming the raw material of your emotions into a melody that calls forth the life you want. Do the emotional symphony tonight. Take 10-15 minutes to name your current song, choose a new one, and embody it. If you feel silly moving your body, that's okay. Start small. Even a subtle sway can shift your energy. The key is to act, to choose your frequency. Your subconscious is listening, and it's ready to play a new tune. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your life is like a concert hall, and your emotions are the music filling it. Right now, you might be playing a song you didn't choose, maybe one of stress or doubt echoing through the walls. The emotional symphony lets you step up as the conductor, choosing a melody that lifts you and everyone around you. You're not just feeling, you're creating. Before we close, let's address the voice that might say, I can't control my emotions, or this won't work for me. That voice is just an old song, one you can change. You don't need to feel perfect to start, just willing. Every great composer began with a single note. Tonight, play yours. You're 3 nights into this journey, and already you're waking up. You've declared a new story, listened to your subconscious, and now you're tuning your emotions. In the next chapter, we'll explore the alchemy of your imagination, how it acts like a projector, casting your inner visions onto the screen of your reality. Subscribe to keep going and do the emotional symphony tonight. Your new song is waiting to be heard. Chapter 4. The Alchemy of Your Imagination. You're 3 nights into this journey and you're already waking up. With the reality mirror, you claimed your story, telling your subconscious you're the author of your life. The Dreamcatcher journal opened your ears to the forgotten language of your mind, letting you decode its symbols. Last night, the emotional symphony tuned your emotions, shifting the music of your reality to a frequency of your choosing. If you haven't done these practices, don't just keep watching. Pause, go back and act. This isn't about ideas. It's about transformation. You're not here to listen. You're here to rewire. Tonight, we're diving into the alchemy of your imagination, the most powerful tool you have to shape your reality. It's not just a daydream factory. It's a projector, casting your inner visions onto the canvas of the world. Are you ready to imagine a new reality? Imagination isn't child's play or idle fantasy. It's the spark of creation, the bridge between what is and what could be. Every invention, every work of art, every life transformed began as a flicker in someone's mind, a vision so vivid it demanded to become real. Your imagination is your subconscious at its most potent, blending images, emotions, and possibilities into a blueprint for your reality. When you imagine something clearly, with feeling, you're not just thinking, you're programming the code of your life. Let's look back in time to see this in action. In ancient Mesopotamia, priests used visualization to commune with the gods, picturing sacred temples in their minds to manifest divine favor. In medieval Europe, alchemists didn't just mix potions. They imagined transformation, seeing lead turn to gold in their inner vision before it happened in the world. Indigenous storytellers across cultures used vivid mental imagery to pass down wisdom, knowing that a story seen in the mind's eye could shape a listener's reality. These weren't just rituals, they were acts of imagination, harnessing the mind's power to create. Now, comma. Let's ground this in science. Your brain doesn't distinguish much between what you imagine and what you experience. A 2014 study in psychological science showed that vividly imagining an event activates the same brain regions, visual cortex, amygdala, prefrontal cortex, as actually living it. When you picture yourself succeeding, your brain releases dopamine, priming you for confidence and action. Athletes use this all the time. Visualization techniques, studied at places like Stanford, improve performance by up to 30% by training the brain to rehearse success. Your imagination isn't just a thought, it's a rehearsal for reality, rewiring your subconscious to expect and attract what you envision. But here's the problem. Most of us use our imagination against ourselves. Ever caught yourself replaying a failure in your head? Picturing worst-case scenarios like a movie on loop? That's your imagination at work, but it's projecting fear, not possibility. Studies, like one from the Journal of Behavioral Medicine in 2020, show that negative visualization, worrying, spikes cortisol and narrows your focus, making you less likely to see opportunities. Your subconscious doesn't judge what you imagine, it just says, "Got it?" and starts building a reality to match. If you're picturing failure, you're programming struggle. But if you imagine freedom, success, or joy, you're laying the foundation for a new world. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Javier, a 37-year-old graphic designer who felt stuck in a dead-end job. He loved his craft, but was trapped in a cycle of self-doubt, constantly imagining rejection from clients or failure in his projects. One day, he learned about the power of visualization. He started spending 5 minutes each morning picturing himself thriving, creating bold designs, hearing praise from clients, feeling the rush of creative flow. He didn't just think about it, he saw it, felt it, lived it in his mind. Within weeks, he noticed a shift. He pitched a risky project and landed it. Clients started seeking him out. His confidence grew, not because his circumstances changed first, but because he'd changed the images in his mind. Javier's imagination became his alchemy, turning the lead of doubt into the gold of possibility. You can do this too. Your imagination is a sacred tool, a projector that casts your inner world outward. Tonight we're going to harness it with a practice called the Vision Forge. This exercise will help you craft a vivid mental blueprint for the reality you want, programming your subconscious to bring it to life. Here's how it works. Create your sanctuary. Find a quiet space where you feel at ease. Your bedroom, a cozy chair, or even a spot in nature. Dim the lights, maybe light a candle, or play soft, uplifting music like a harp or gentle waves. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose, imagining a warm golden light filling your body. Exhale through your mouth, releasing doubt like smoke dissolving into the air. Feel your mind open, like a window letting in a breeze. Choose your vision. Think of one thing you want to create in your life. It could be a career breakthrough, a loving relationship, inner peace, or vibrant health. Don't overthink. Choose something that lights you up, that makes your heart hum. Write it down in your Dreamcatcher journal in one clear sentence. I want to your vision. For example, I want to feel confident launching my own business. Build the scene. Close your eyes and picture this vision as if it's happening now. Make it vivid, like a movie in your mind. Where are you? See the details, the colors of the room, the texture of the ground, the light in the sky. Who's with you? Hear their voices, the tone of their laughter or encouragement. What do you feel? Maybe your chest swells with pride, your skin tingles with excitement. Engage all your senses, smell the air, taste the moment, feel the energy pulsing through you. For example, if it's a business launch, see yourself at your desk, signing a contract, hearing applause from a team, smelling fresh coffee, feeling unstoppable. Anchor the feeling. As you hold this vision, focus on the emotion it brings: confidence, joy, peace. Let it flood your body like sunlight filling a room. Hold this feeling for at least 1 minute, breathing it in deeply. This emotion is the fuel that makes your vision magnetic. Research from the Journal of Neuroscience shows that combining vivid imagery with strong emotions strengthens neural connections, making your brain more likely to act on your vision. Speak it aloud. Open your eyes and say your vision aloud as if it's already true. Use present tense. I am confidently launching my business, surrounded by support and success. Speak with conviction, letting the words vibrate in your throat. Do this for 30 seconds, feeling the truth of it in your bones. Speaking aloud amplifies the signal to your subconscious, as studies in cognitive therapy and research show that verbalizing intentions boosts commitment. Seal the blueprint. Write a single sentence in your journal to lock in your vision. This is my reality, and I am creating it now. Then, imagine your vision as a glowing orb, pulsing with light. Picture it sinking into your heart, where it will live as you sleep. Blow out your candle or close your journal, signaling the end of the ritual. This practice is alchemy in action. You're not just daydreaming. You're forging a new reality in the fire of your imagination. The Vision Forge works because it aligns your subconscious with your desires, using vivid imagery and emotion to rewrite the code. A 2022 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that guided visualization increases motivation and goal-directed behavior by priming the brain's reward system. But this is more than science, it's magic. You're casting a spell with your mind, telling the universe what to manifest. Do the Vision Forge tonight. Take 10-15 minutes to craft your vision. Feel it, speak it. If it feels hard to imagine, start small. Picture a single moment of joy or success. The key is to act, to let your imagination paint. Your subconscious is listening, ready to project your vision into reality. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your imagination is a forge, a blazing workshop where raw dreams are shaped into reality. Right now, you might be forging chains, visions of fear or failure. The Vision Forge lets you craft something new: a crown, a key, a wingsuit to soar. You're the alchemist, and your mind is the fire. If a voice in your head says, "This is silly," or "It won't work," recognize it as the old code, trying to keep you safe but small. You don't need to believe fully yet, just try. Every masterpiece began as a sketch. Tonight, draw yours. In the next chapter, we'll explore the power of your beliefs, how they act like roots, anchoring your reality in place. Subscribe to keep this journey alive, and do the Vision Forge tonight. Your reality is waiting to be shaped. Chapter 5. The Roots of Your Beliefs. 4 nights in, you're becoming a master of your mind. The reality mirror gave you the pen to write your story. The Dreamcatcher journal tuned you into your subconscious's language. The emotional symphony shifted your frequency. And last night, the Vision Forge unleashed your imagination's alchemy. If you're following along, you're already feeling sparks of change. Maybe a moment of clarity, a surge of courage, or a quiet knowing that something's shifting. If you haven't started the practices, don't wait. Do them tonight. This journey is about action, about rewiring your reality one step at a time. Tonight, we're diving into the roots of your beliefs, the hidden anchors that hold your reality in place. They're not just thoughts, they're the foundation of your world. Are you ready to uproot what's holding you back? Beliefs are the invisible roots beneath the tree of your life. They're the convictions you hold about yourself, the world, and what's possible, often formed so early you don't even question them. I'm not good with money. People can't be trusted. I'll never be truly happy. These aren't just passing thoughts. They're commands your subconscious obeys, shaping your experiences to match. If you believe you're unworthy, you'll attract situations that confirm it. If you believe you're capable, doors open. Your beliefs aren't just ideas. They're the soil your reality grows from. Let's look back to ancient wisdom. In the Vedic texts of India, written over 3,000 years ago, sages taught that sankalpa, a deeply held intention or belief, could shape destiny. They saw beliefs as seeds planted in the mind's fertile ground, growing into the events of your life. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Plato argued that our perception of reality is a shadow of our inner beliefs, projected onto the world like images on a cave wall. These traditions knew what science now confirms. Your beliefs create a lens through which you see the world. Science backs this up with startling clarity. A 2018 study in Nature Human Behavior found that beliefs influence perception at a neurological level, shaping how your brain processes sensory information. If you believe you're unlucky, your brain filters for evidence of failure, ignoring opportunities. This is called confirmation bias, and it's why beliefs are so powerful. They don't just reflect reality, they create it. Another study from Psychological Review in 2021 showed that self-beliefs like "I'm capable" or "I'm unworthy" directly affect decision-making and behavior, wiring your brain to act in ways that reinforce them. Your beliefs are roots, anchoring your reality in place, for better or worse. Here's the problem: most of your beliefs were planted long ago, often before you could choose. Maybe a parent said, "You're too sensitive," and now you shy away from speaking up. Maybe a teacher called you average, and you spend years playing small. These aren't truths. They're stories you accepted as a child when your subconscious was wide open, soaking up everything like a sponge. The good news? You're not a child anymore. You can dig up those roots and plant new ones. You can choose beliefs that grow a reality of freedom, abundance, and purpose. Let's ground this with a story. Meet Priya, a 45-year-old nurse who believed she was too old to chase her dream of becoming a writer. That belief, rooted in a comment from a high school teacher, kept her stuck, writing in secret but never sharing her work. One day she decided to question it. She started exploring where that belief came from and realized it wasn't hers, it was someone else's voice. She replaced it with a new belief. My age is my strength, my stories matter. She began submitting her writing, and within a year she published her first short story. Her reality didn't change because the world did. It changed because she uprooted an old belief and planted a new one. You can do this too. Your beliefs are not fixed, they're malleable, like clay. Tonight, we're going to practice reshaping them with an exercise called the Belief Garden. This will help you identify the roots holding you back and plant new ones to grow the reality you want. Here's how it works. Prepare your ground. Find a quiet space, as always. Light a candle or play soft music to create a sacred atmosphere. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling calm, exhaling tension. Picture your mind as a garden, lush and alive, ready for new growth. Feel your body relax, like roots sinking into soft earth. Uncover the old roots. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and ask, what belief is holding me back? Focus on one area of your life: career, relationships, health, or self-worth. Write down the first belief that comes up. Maybe it's, I'm not good enough, success is for other people, or I always fail. Be honest, even if it stings. Next, ask, where did this come from? Trace it back: a parent's words, a past failure, a societal message. Write a sentence: I believe this because source. Uproot the belief. Picture this belief as a weed in your garden, with deep but brittle roots. Imagine pulling it out, feeling the roots give way, leaving clean soil. Say aloud, this belief is not mine, I release it. Feel the lightness, like a burden lifting. Research from cognitive behavioral therapy shows that challenging limiting beliefs reduces anxiety and opens new behavioral pathways. So this step is key. Plant a new seed. Choose a new belief that empowers you. Make it specific and positive, in present tense. I am confident and capable of succeeding, or I attract love and respect. Write it down. Picture it as a vibrant seed, glowing with potential. See yourself planting it in your garden, patting the soil with care. Feel the excitement of what it will grow into: a tree of abundance, a flower of peace. Nurture it with action. Speak your new belief aloud, standing tall for 1 minute. Let the words sink in, like water feeding your seed. Then, write one small action you can take tomorrow to reinforce this belief. For example, if your new belief is, I am confident, your action might be, I'll share my opinion in a meeting. Small actions, as shown in Journal of Personality and Social Psychology studies, solidify new beliefs by creating evidence for them. Tend the garden. Before bed, visualize your new belief growing. See it sprouting, its leaves reaching for sunlight. Feel its roots anchoring deep in your subconscious. Say, this is my truth, and it shapes my reality. Close your journal or blow out your candle, sealing the intention. This practice is about cultivating a new foundation. Your beliefs are roots, and the belief garden lets you choose what grows. A 2023 study in Neuroscience Biobehavioral Reviews found that reframing beliefs rewires neural pathways, making you more open to new possibilities. But this is also sacred work. You're tending the garden of your soul, choosing what to nurture and what to release. Do the belief garden tonight. Take 15 minutes to dig up an old belief, plant a new one, and commit to a small action. If doubt creeps in, that's okay. It's just an old root trying to hold on. Pull it out and keep going. Your subconscious is fertile ground, waiting for your command. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your life is a tree, its branches reaching into the world. Your beliefs are the roots deciding how high it grows, how strong it stands. Right now, some roots might be choking your growth. The belief garden lets you plant new ones, roots that lift you toward the sky. You're the gardener, and your life is your masterpiece. If you're thinking, my beliefs are too deep to change, or I've always been this way, that's the old code talking. You're not fixed, you're alive, growing, capable of change. One new belief, one small action can shift everything. Tonight, plant your seed. In the next chapter, we'll explore the rhythm of your habits, how they act like a drum beat, setting the pace of your reality. Subscribe to keep this journey alive, and do the belief garden tonight. Your new roots are ready to grow. Chapter 6, The Rhythm of Your Habits. 5 nights in, you're becoming a force of creation. The reality mirror gave you the pen to write your story. The Dreamcatcher journal taught you to listen to your subconscious. The emotional symphony tuned your emotions. The vision forge unleashed your imagination. And last night, the belief garden helped you plant new roots. You're not just watching, you're rewiring step by step. If you haven't done the practices, start tonight. This journey is about action, about claiming your power. Tonight, we're diving into the rhythm of your habits, the steady drum beat that sets the pace of your reality. They're not just routines, they're the pulse of your life. Are you ready to change the beat? Habits are the scaffolding of your reality. They're the small, repeated actions that shape your days, your weeks, your life. Brushing your teeth, scrolling your phone, the way you talk to yourself when you wake up. These aren't just habits, they're instructions to your subconscious, reinforcing the code of who you are and what you experience. Good habits build a life of flow and growth. Harmful ones keep you stuck, like a song stuck on repeat. The beauty? You can choose the rhythm. Let's look to ancient wisdom. In Zen Buddhism, monks practice daily rituals, meditation, tea ceremonies, mindful walking, not just for discipline, but to align their minds with clarity and presence. They knew that small intentional actions shape the soul. In ancient Rome, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasized praxis, consistent practice, as the path to a virtuous life. They saw habits as the building blocks of character, each action a brick in the foundation of reality. These traditions understood that habits aren't just tasks, they're spells, casting your life moment by moment. Science confirms this. A 2019 study in Nature Reviews Neuroscience found that habits form through neural loops in the basal ganglia, a part of your brain that automates repeated behaviors. The more you repeat an action, the stronger the neural pathway becomes, making it effortless. That's why habits feel so hard to break. They're wired into your brain. But here's the flip side. New habits can rewire those pathways. A 2020 study in behavior research and therapy showed that forming new habits, even small ones, can disrupt old patterns and create lasting change in as little as 21 days. Your habits aren't fixed. They're music you can remix. The problem is, most of us have habits we didn't consciously choose. Maybe you check your phone first thing in the morning, flooding your brain with stress before you're even awake. Maybe you criticize yourself when you make a mistake, reinforcing a belief of unworthiness. These habits aren't just actions, they're signals to your subconscious telling it what to expect. If your habits say, I'm distracted or I'm not enough, your reality will reflect that. But if your habits say, I'm focused, I'm worthy, your world will shift to match. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Liam, a 31-year-old software developer who felt trapped in a cycle of procrastination. He'd start each day intending to work on his passion project, an app he'd dreamed of launching, but ended up binge-watching shows or scrolling social media. His habit of distraction was a drumbeat, keeping him stuck. One day he decided to change the rhythm. He started a small habit, 5 minutes of focused work on his app every morning before touching his phone. At first it felt pointless, but over weeks those 5 minutes grew to an hour. His confidence grew, his app took shape, and he eventually launched it to glowing reviews. Liam didn't just change his habits, he changed the pulse of his reality. You can do this too. Your habits are the rhythm section of your life song, and you're the drummer. Tonight we're going to practice setting a new beat with an exercise called the rhythm reset. This will help you replace one limiting habit with a new one that aligns with your vision. Here's how it works. Find your space. As always, create a quiet, sacred space. Light a candle, play soft music, or sit in silence. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling energy, exhaling resistance. Picture your life as a song, with your habits as the drumbeat keeping time. Feel your body sync with this rhythm, steady and alive. Identify the old beat. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and ask, what habit is holding me back? Focus on one small specific habit, checking your phone too often, skipping exercise, negative self-talk. Write it down. My habit of this keeps me stuck because reason. For example, my habit of scrolling social media first thing keeps me stuck because it fills me with comparison. Be honest, this is about seeing the rhythm clearly. Choose a new beat. Pick a new habit that supports your vision from the Vision Forge. Make it small and doable, something you can do in 5-10 minutes daily. If your vision is confidence, your habit might be saying one empowering affirmation each morning. If it's health, maybe it's a 5-minute stretch. Write it down. My new habit is this, and it supports my vision of your vision. For example, my new habit is 5 minutes of stretching, and it supports my vision of vibrant health. Anchor it with a cue. Habits stick when tied to a trigger, per research from Atomic Habits author James Clear. Choose a cue, an existing habit you already do, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. Link your new habit to it. After I brush my teeth, I'll do my 5-minute stretch. Write this down and visualize it happening, seeing yourself move seamlessly from the cue to the new habit. Play the beat. Do your new habit right now, even for 1 minute. If it's an affirmation, say it aloud. I am confident and capable. If it's a stretch, move your body. Feel the rhythm shift, like a new drum beat starting. Then commit to doing it tomorrow at your chosen cue. Research shows that starting small builds momentum, rewiring your brain faster than big changes. Celebrate the shift. After doing your habit, celebrate it. Smile, say yes, or give yourself a mental high five. This releases dopamine, reinforcing the habit, as shown in neuroscience studies. Then, write in your journal, I did new habit and it feels like emotion. For example, I did my stretch and it feels like freedom. End by visualizing your new habit as a steady drumbeat, setting the pace for a vibrant reality. This practice is about rewriting the rhythm of your life. The rhythm reset works because it leverages your brain's love for patterns, creating new neural pathways to support your vision. But it's also a ritual, a daily act of creation that tells your subconscious, this is who I am now. Do it tonight. Pick one small habit, tie it to a cue, and take action. If it feels hard, start tiny. One affirmation, one stretch. The key is consistency, not perfection. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your life is a dance, and your habits are the rhythm guiding your steps. Right now, you might be moving to a beat that keeps you stumbling. The rhythm reset lets you choose a new tempo, one that lifts you into flow. You're the drummer, and every beat you play shapes the dance dot. If you're thinking, I've tried changing habits before, or I always fail, that's the old rhythm talking. You're not failing, you're learning. One small beat can change the song. Tonight, play it dot. In the next chapter, we'll explore the power of your environment, how it acts like a mirror, reflecting and amplifying your inner code. Subscribe to keep this journey going and do the rhythm reset tonight. Your new rhythm is ready to pulse. Chapter 7, The Mirror of Your Environment. 6 nights into this journey, you're no longer just a passenger in your life. You're the creator, reshaping your reality with every step. The reality mirror gave you the power to rewrite your story. The Dreamcatcher journal tuned you into your subconscious's language. The emotional symphony shifted your emotional frequency. The Vision Forge unleashed your imagination. The Belief Garden planted new roots. And last night, the Rhythm Reset set a new beat for your habits. If you're doing these practices, you're already feeling the shift, maybe a spark of confidence, a moment of clarity, or a sense that you're waking up. If you haven't started, don't wait. Begin tonight. This journey is about action, about rewiring your reality, one choice at a time. Tonight, we're diving into the mirror of your environment, the spaces, people, and objects around you that reflect and amplify your inner code. Your surroundings aren't just background, they're a living mirror of your subconscious. Are you ready to polish it? Your environment is more than where you live or work. It's an extension of your mind, a physical echo of your inner world. The cluttered desk, the people who drain you, the music you play, they're not just things. They're signals to your subconscious, reinforcing the reality you experience. A chaotic space can keep you stuck in chaos. Supportive people can lift you toward possibility. Your environment either anchors your old code or amplifies your new one. The question is, does your surroundings reflect the life you want, or the one you're trying to leave behind? Let's look to ancient wisdom for insight. In feng shui, practiced in China for thousands of years, the arrangement of your space is believed to influence your energy flow, or qi. A cluttered home blocks qi, creating stagnation, while an open, intentional space invites abundance. In Native American traditions, sacred spaces, whether a sweat lodge or a circle of stones, were designed to align the physical world with spiritual intentions, amplifying inner transformation. These cultures knew that your environment isn't separate from you, it's a partner in creating your reality. Science supports this. A 2018 study in environment and behavior found that physical spaces impact mental health and productivity. Cluttered environments increase cortisol, stress hormone levels, while organized, aesthetically pleasing spaces boost focus and well-being. Another study from Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin in 2020 showed that the people you spend time with shape your emotions and behaviors. Through emotional contagion, you unconsciously adopt their energy. Your environment isn't passive. It's a mirror, reflecting your subconscious back to you and shaping what you believe is possible. The problem? Most of us live in environments we didn't consciously choose. Maybe your desk is piled with papers, echoing a belief that you're overwhelmed. Maybe you're surrounded by people who criticize or doubt, reinforcing old stories of unworthiness. These aren't just inconveniences, they're programming your subconscious, telling it what to expect. If your environment feels heavy, your reality will too. But you can change this. You can design a space and a circle that reflect the reality you're creating, amplifying your new code. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Eleanor, a 39-year-old single mother who felt trapped in a cycle of stress. Her apartment was cluttered, dishes in the sink, clothes on the floor, and her social circle was filled with negative co-workers who complained constantly. She felt drained, stuck in a reality that didn't align with her dreams of peace and creativity. One day she decided to shift her environment. She started small, decluttering one corner of her living room, adding a plant and a candle. She limited time with negative co-workers and joined an art class. connecting with people who inspired her. Within months, her home felt like a sanctuary, and her new friends sparked her passion for painting. Elena didn't move or change jobs, she changed her mirror. Her environment began reflecting her new story, and her reality followed. You can do this too. Your environment is a canvas, and you're the artist. Tonight, we're going to practice reshaping it with an exercise called the mirror cleanse. This will help you align your surroundings with your vision, turning your environment into a partner in your transformation. Here's how it works. Create your space. Find a quiet spot, as always. Light a candle or play soft music to set an intentional tone. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling clarity, exhaling chaos. Picture your environment as a mirror, reflecting your inner world. Feel your body connect to your space, like roots touching soil. Assess the reflection. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and ask, what in my environment is holding me back? Look at 3 areas: your physical space, home, workspace, your people, friends, family, colleagues, and your inputs, media, music, books. Write down one thing in each that feels misaligned. For example, my cluttered desk makes me feel overwhelmed. My friend's negativity drains me, or the news I watch spikes my anxiety. Be specific. This is about seeing the mirror clearly. Cleanse one element. Choose one thing from your list to shift tonight. Make it small and doable. It's your space. Clear one surface, maybe your nightstand, and add something uplifting like a flower or a photo that sparks joy. If it's people, set a boundary, like limiting time with someone negative or reaching out to someone inspiring. If it's inputs, swap one habit. Replace 10 minutes of news with uplifting music or a podcast. Write down your action. I will action to align my environment with your vision. For example, I will clear my desk and add a plant to align my environment with peace. Amplify with intention. Stand in your space or visualize it if you're not there and declare your intention aloud. My environment reflects my power and supports my vision of your vision. For example, my environment reflects my power and supports my vision of creativity. Speak for 30 seconds, feeling the words resonate. Research from Journal of Environmental Psychology shows that intentional changes to your space boost mental clarity and motivation, so this step is key. Anchor with gratitude. Look at the change you made or plan to make and express gratitude. Say, I'm grateful for this shift which aligns my world with my truth. Feel the gratitude like warmth spreading through you. Write it in your journal. I'm grateful for change because it feels like emotion. For example, I'm grateful for my clear desk because it feels like freedom. Gratitude, per emotion studies, amplifies positive environmental effects by wiring your brain to notice abundance. Visualize the new mirror. Before bed, close your eyes and picture your environment reflecting your vision. See your space clean and vibrant, your people uplifting, your inputs inspiring. Feel it as if it's real. Smell the fresh air, hear the laughter, see the light. Let this image sink into your subconscious as you sleep, programming your mirror to shine. This practice is about aligning your outer world with your inner transformation. The mirror cleanse works because it shifts the signals your environment sends to your subconscious, reinforcing your new code. It's also a sacred act. By curating your space, you're honoring your power. Do it tonight. Take 15 minutes to assess, cleanse, and set an intention. If it feels overwhelming, start tiny. One drawer, one conversation, one song. The key is to act, to make your environment a partner in your rewiring. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your environment is a mirror, reflecting your subconscious back to you. Right now it might be cloudy, showing you chaos or doubt. The mirror cleanse polishes it, letting your true light, your vision, your power shine through. You're the artist, and your world is your canvas. If a voice says, my environment's too messy to fix, or I can't change the people around me, that's the old code talking. You don't need a perfect space or perfect people, just one intentional shift. One clear corner, one kind word can change the reflection. Tonight, polish your mirror. In the next chapter, we'll explore the energy of your words, how they act like spells, casting your reality with every syllable. Subscribe to keep this journey alive and do the mirror cleanse tonight. Your environment is ready to reflect your truth. And learn Chapter 8, The Spells of Your Words. 7 nights in, you're a creator in motion. The reality mirror gave you the pen to write your story. The Dreamcatcher journal opened the language of your subconscious. The emotional symphony tuned your frequency. The vision forge sparked your imagination. The belief garden planted new roots. The rhythm reset set a new beat. And last night, the mirror cleanse aligned your environment. You're not just rewiring, you're rebuilding your reality from the inside out. If you're doing these practices, you're feeling the shift, maybe more energy, clarity, or a sense of possibility. If you haven't started, tonight's the night. This journey is about claiming your power, one action at a time. Tonight, we're diving into the spells of your words, the sounds you speak that shape your reality like magic. Your words aren't just communication, they're incantations. Are you ready to speak a new world into being? Words are alive. They carry energy, vibration, intention. Every time you speak, you're casting a spell, telling your subconscious and the universe what to manifest. I'm so tired. I'll never get this right. Life is hard. These aren't just phrases, they're commands, programming your reality to match. But words like, I am capable, I create my future, I am enough, are just as powerful, weaving a reality of strength and possibility. Your words are the wand of your mind, and you're the magician. Let's look to ancient wisdom. In ancient Egypt, the god Thoth was said to create reality with words, his voice shaping the cosmos. The Hebrew tradition holds that God spoke the world into existence. Let there be light. In Aboriginal Australian cultures, the Dreamtime stories are spoken aloud, their words believed to hold the power to sustain creation. These traditions knew that words aren't just sounds, they're forces carrying the energy of intention into the world. Science agrees. A 2021 study in brain and language found that words influence brain activity, activating emotional and cognitive centers. Negative words like failure or stress trigger the amygdala, spiking fear responses. Positive words like love or success stimulate the prefrontal cortex, enhancing decision-making and calm. Another study from Journal of Verbal Learning and Verbal Behavior in 2019 showed that self-directed speech, talking to yourself, shapes your self-perception and behavior. When you say, I can't, your brain listens, wiring itself for limitation. When you say, I will, it prepares for action. Your words are spells, casting your reality with every syllable. The problem is, most of us speak without awareness. We complain, criticize, or diminish ourselves out of habit, not realizing we're programming our subconscious. Ever said, I'm such an idiot, after a mistake? That's not just a throwaway line, it's a spell, telling your mind to see you as less. Ever told a friend, life's always against me? You're casting a reality where struggle feels inevitable, but you can change this. You can choose words that weave a new story, one of power, possibility, and purpose. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Tara, a 34-year-old entrepreneur who struggled with self-doubt. She constantly told herself, I'm not a leader, and her business suffered. Clients didn't trust her, and she hesitated to take risks. One day she noticed her words. She started replacing I'm not a leader with I am a confident creator, guiding my business with clarity. She spoke these words daily, even when she didn't fully believe them. Slowly, her confidence grew. She pitched bigger clients, spoke up in meetings, and her business doubled in a year. Tara's words didn't just change her mindset, they changed her reality. You can do this too. Your words are a wand, and every sentence is a spell. Tonight, we're going to practice casting a new reality with an exercise called the word spell. This will help you harness the power of your speech to program your subconscious for the life you want. Here's how it works. Set your altar. Find a quiet space, as always. Light a candle or play soft music to create a sacred vibe. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling intention, exhaling doubt. Picture your words as sparks of light, each one carrying power to shape your world. Feel your throat open like a channel for creation. Identify old spells. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and ask, what words do I say that hold me back? Think about phrases you repeat to yourself, to others, about your life, abilities, or future. Maybe it's, I'm always stressed, I'm bad at this, or I don't have time. Write down one or two. Be specific. I say phrase when situation, and it makes me feel emotion. For example, I say, I'm so tired every morning, and it makes me feel drained. Craft a new spell. Choose a new phrase that aligns with your vision from the Vision Forge. Make it positive, present tense, and powerful. Instead of I'm so tired, try I am energized and ready for my day. Instead of I'm bad at this, say I am learning and growing with every step. Write it down. My new spell is phrase, and it supports my vision of vision. For example, my new spell is I am energized and ready, and it supports my vision of vibrant health. Cast the spell. Stand up, look in a mirror if possible, and say your new phrase aloud 5 times. Speak with conviction, feeling the words vibrate in your chest. Imagine them as golden sparks flying from your mouth into the universe, weaving your new reality. Research from Journal of Language and Social Psychology shows that repetitive positive self-talk strengthens neural pathways for confidence. So this step is potent. Reinforce with action. Pair your new spell with a small action to make it real. If your spell is, I am energized, take a quick walk or drink a glass of water after saying it. Write your action in your journal. I will say, phrase, and do action to cast my spell. For example, I will say, I am energized, and stretch for 1 minute. Small actions per behavior research and therapy anchor new verbal habits. Seal the magic. End by placing a hand on your heart and saying, my words shape my reality. I speak my truth. Visualize your new spell as a golden thread weaving through your life, connecting your present to your vision. Blow out your candle or close your journal, sealing the intention. This practice is about wielding your words as magic. The word spell works because it reprograms your subconscious through repetition and intention, aligning your speech with your desired reality. It's also a sacred act. You're speaking creation into being, just as the ancients did. Do it tonight. Take 10 minutes to identify an old phrase, craft a new one, and cast your spell. If it feels awkward, start small. One phrase, one action. The key is to speak with purpose. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your words are spells, and your life is the story they write. Right now you might be casting spells of limitation, weaving a tale of struggle. The word spell lets you write a new chapter, one of power and possibility. You're the magician, and your voice is your one dot. If you're thinking, words don't matter that much, or I can't change how I talk, that's the old code whispering. You don't need perfect words, just intentional ones. One new phrase can shift the story. Tonight, cast your spell dot. In the next chapter, we'll explore the fire of your will, how it acts like a forge, tempering your reality with focus and determination. Subscribe to keep this journey alive and do the word spell tonight. Your words are ready to weave magic. Chapter 9. The Fire of Your Will. 8 nights into this journey, you're no longer just dreaming, you're forging a new reality. The reality mirror gave you the pen to rewrite your story. The Dreamcatcher journal opened the language of your subconscious. The emotional symphony tuned your emotions. The vision forge sparked your imagination. The belief garden planted new roots. The rhythm reset set a new beat. The mirror cleanse aligned your environment. And last night, the word spell turned your speech into magic. If you're doing these practices, you're feeling the fire. Moments of clarity, surges of energy, a sense that you're waking up to your power. If you haven't started, tonight is your chance. This journey is about action, about claiming your role as the creator of your world. Tonight, we're diving into the fire of your will, the blazing force that tempers your reality with focus and determination. Your will isn't just effort. It's the forge where your intentions become real. Are you ready to ignite it? Your will is the spark that turns vision into reality. It's the inner fire that says, I choose this, and keeps you moving, even when doubt or obstacles arise. It's not about brute force or grinding through. It's about clarity, intention, and the courage to act. Your will is the alchemist's forge, where raw dreams are shaped into something solid, something lasting. Without it, your story, emotions, beliefs, habits, environment, and words are just ideas. With it, they become your world. Let's look to ancient wisdom. In the Bhagavad Gita, a sacred text from ancient India, the warrior Arjuna is taught that true strength comes from aligning action with purpose, a disciplined will guided by the soul. In Norse mythology, the god Thor wielded his hammer with unwavering resolve, symbolizing the power of focused intention to shape fate. Across cultures, from samurai in Japan to Stoics in Rome, the will was revered as a sacred force, the bridge between desire and creation. These traditions knew that will isn't just effort, it's the fire that makes dreams real. Science backs this up. A 2020 study in Nature Neuroscience found that willpower, often called self-control, relies on the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that governs decision-making and focus. When you strengthen your will through intentional action, you build neural pathways that make future choices easier. Another study from Journal of Personality in 2022 showed that people with a strong sense of purpose, aligned with their will, report higher life satisfaction and resilience. Your will isn't just mental, it's a physical force, wiring your brain to turn intention into reality. The problem? Most of us let our will flicker. We start strong, new goals, new habits, but when life gets tough, we waver. Distractions, self-doubt, or fear douse the flame. Maybe you've said, I'll start tomorrow, or this is too hard. Those moments aren't failures. They're signs your will needs fuel. The good news? Your will is like a fire. It may dim, but it never goes out. With the right practices, you can stoke it, turning it into a blaze that forges your reality. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Noah, a 27-year-old aspiring musician who dreamed of performing but was paralyzed by stage fright. He'd write songs but never share them, telling himself, "I'm not ready." One day he decided to ignite his will. He committed to performing one song at an open mic, no matter how scared he felt. He prepared daily, visualizing success and practicing one small step, singing in front of a friend. When the night came, his heart raced, but he stepped on stage. The performance wasn't perfect, but it was a spark. That single act of will led to more gigs, and within a year, Noah was playing sold-out shows. His will didn't just overcome fear, it forged a new reality. Art, you can do this too. Your will is a fire, and you're the keeper of the flame. Tonight, we're going to stoke it with an exercise called the Will Forge. This practice will help you channel your determination to take one bold step toward your vision, strengthening your inner fire. Here's how it works. Prepare the hearth. Find a quiet space, as always. Light a candle to symbolize your inner fire. Or play music that feels bold and uplifting, like a steady drumbeat. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling strength, exhaling hesitation. Picture your will as a glowing forge in your chest, ready to shape your reality. Feel its warmth, steady and alive. Name your spark. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and revisit your vision from the Vision Forge. Ask, what's one bold step I can take toward this vision? Make it specific and actionable, something you can do in the next 48 hours. For example, if your vision is a new career, your step might be, I'll send my resume to one dream job. If it's inner peace, maybe it's, I'll meditate for 10 minutes tomorrow. Write it down. My bold step is action to support my vision of vision. Face the resistance. Ask, what's stopping me? Write down the fear or doubt. Maybe I'm scared of rejection or I don't have time. Now reframe it as fuel. For example, I'm scared of rejection becomes my fear is a sign this matters and I'll act anyway. Research from psychological science shows that reframing obstacles as challenges boosts willpower, so this step strengthens your fire. Ignite the action. Stand up and declare your bold step aloud. I will action, and it moves me toward my vision. Speak with conviction, feeling the words spark in your chest. Then visualize doing it. See yourself sending that resume, meditating, or taking that step. Picture it vividly, the setting, the sounds, the feeling of completion. Hold this image for 1 minute, letting it burn bright. Visualization, per Journal of Sport and Exercise Psychology, enhances follow-through by priming your brain for action. Fuel with commitment. Write a commitment in your journal. I commit to action by specific time because I am the creator of my reality. For example, I commit to sending my resume by tomorrow evening because I am the creator of my reality. Then take one tiny action tonight to start, maybe draft one line of an email or set a reminder. Small steps, as shown in behavior change research, build momentum for bigger ones. Stoke the flame. End by placing a hand on your heart and saying, my will is my fire, forging my reality now. Visualize your forge blazing and tempering your bold step into reality. Feel its heat radiate through you. Blow out your candle or close your journal, sealing the intention. Carry this fire as you sleep, letting it burn in your subconscious. This practice is about igniting your inner fire. The Will Forge works because it channels your determination into a single intentional act, rewiring your brain for action. It's also a sacred ritual. You're forging your reality in the flames of your will, like an alchemist turning raw metal into gold. Do it tonight. Take 15 minutes to name your step, face resistance, and commit. If it feels scary, that's good. It means you're pushing the edges of your old code. Start small but start. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your will is a forge, a blazing fire where dreams are shaped into reality. Right now your fire might be smoldering, weighed down by doubt or distraction. The Will Forge stokes it, turning sparks into a blaze that crafts your world. You're the alchemist, and your will is your flame dot. If you're thinking, I don't have enough willpower, or I always give up, that's the old code trying to dim your fire. You don't need to be fearless, just willing. One bold step can ignite everything. Tonight, light your forge dot. In the next chapter, we'll explore the power of your connection, how your relationships act like a web, weaving your reality through shared energy. Subscribe to keep this journey alive and do the Will Forge tonight. Your fire is ready to burn. Chapter 10, The Web of Your Connection. You've reached the final night of this transformative journey, and you're a creator in full force. The reality mirror gave you the pen to write your story. The Dreamcatcher journal opened your subconscious's language. The emotional symphony tuned your emotions. The Vision Forge sparked your imagination. The Belief Garden planted new roots. The Rhythm Reset set a new beat. The Mirror Cleanse aligned your environment. The Word Spell turned your speech into magic. And last night, the Will Forge ignited your determination. You're not just rewiring, you're reborn, a sovereign architect of your reality. If you've done these practices, you're feeling the shift. Confidence, clarity, a fire that won't quit. If you haven't started, tonight's your final call to act. This journey is about claiming your power, and tonight we're weaving it all together with the web of your connection, the relationships that shape your reality through shared energy. Your connections aren't just people, they're threads in the tapestry of your life. Are you ready to weave a masterpiece? Your relationships are more than social ties, they're a living web, vibrating with the energy you share. The people you surround yourself with, from friends to family to strangers, reflect and amplify your inner code. A supportive friend can lift you toward your vision. A toxic colleague can pull you back into doubt. Your connections don't just influence your reality, they co-create it, their energy intertwining with yours to shape what's possible. Let's look to ancient wisdom. In African Ubuntu philosophy, the saying, "I am because we are," captures the power of connection. Your identity is woven through your relationships. In Buddhist teachings, the concept of interdependence shows that no one exists alone. Our thoughts, actions, and energies ripple through the web of life. Ancient Hawaiian Huna practices emphasize aloha, the shared breath of love and connection, as a force that heals and creates. These traditions knew that relationships aren't just personal, they're cosmic, a network of energy shaping reality. Science confirms this. A 2021 study in social, psychological, and personality science found that relationships shape mental health and behavior through social mirroring. You unconsciously adopt the emotions and attitudes of those around you. Another study from Journal of Social and Personal Relationships in 2023 showed that supportive relationships increase resilience and goal achievement by boosting oxytocin, the connection hormone. Your brain is wired for connection, and the people you choose to weave into your web shape the reality you experience. The problem: most of us don't consciously choose our connections. We stay in relationships out of habit, obligation, or fear. Friends who criticize, family who diminish, colleagues who drain. These connections send signals to your subconscious, reinforcing old stories of limitation. Meanwhile, uplifting relationships, those that spark joy, inspire growth, or challenge you to rise, are often overlooked or undervalued. The good news: you can reweave your web, choosing connections that amplify your new code and support your vision. Let's make this real with the story. Meet Maya, a 41-year-old writer who felt isolated and uninspired. Her closest relationships were with co-workers who complained constantly, mirroring her own doubts about her talent. One day she decided to shift her web. She joined a local writers group, connecting with people who shared her passion. Their encouragement and feedback lit a spark. She started writing daily, sharing her work, and within a year, she published her first novel. Maya's reality didn't change because she found better people. It changed because she wove a web that reflected her vision, amplifying her inner fire. You can do this too. Your relationships are a web, and you're the weaver. Tonight, we're going to practice strengthening your connections with an exercise called the connection web. This will help you align your relationships with your vision, creating a network that lifts you higher. Here's how it works. Set your loom. Find a quiet space, as always. Light a candle or play soft music to create a sacred atmosphere. Take 10 deep breaths, inhaling love, exhaling separation. Picture your relationships as a web of golden threads, each one connecting you to someone in your life. Feel the energy flowing through these threads, vibrant and alive. Map your web. Open your Dreamcatcher journal and ask, who in my life supports my vision and who holds me back? List 3 people or groups in each category. For supporters, write why they lift you. My friend Sarah encourages my dreams. For those who hold you back, write why. My co-worker Tom's negativity drains me. Be honest, this is about seeing your web clearly. Strengthen a thread. Choose one supportive relationship to nurture. Write a specific action to deepen it in the next 48 hours. Maybe send a grateful text, schedule a coffee date, or share something meaningful. For example, I'll text Sarah to thank her for her support and invite her to coffee. Research from Journal of the Happiness Studies shows that nurturing positive relationships boosts well-being, so this step is powerful. Release a thread. Choose one relationship that drains you and set a boundary. This doesn't mean cutting them out. It could be limiting time or redirecting conversations. Write your action. I'll spend less time with Tom and focus conversations on work. Visualize this boundary as a gentle untangling of a thread, freeing your energy. Studies in personal relationships show that setting boundaries reduces stress and protects mental health. Speak your intention. Stand up and say aloud, I weave a web of connections that uplift and align with my vision of your vision. For example, I weave a web of connections that uplift and align with my vision of creativity. Speak for 30 seconds, feeling the words weave new threads. Speaking intentions, per Journal of Language and Social Psychology, reinforces commitment. You have to seal the web. End by visualizing your web glowing brighter, with supportive threads shining gold and draining ones fading softly. Place a hand on your heart and say, "My connections amplify my power." Write in your journal, "I'm grateful for supportive person because they help me create vision." Blow out your candle or close your journal, sealing the intention. This practice is about weaving a web that reflects your power. The connection web works because it aligns your relationships with your inner code, creating a network that amplifies your reality. It's also a sacred act. You're honoring your soul by choosing who you share it with. Do it tonight. Take 15 minutes to map your web, strengthen a thread, and set a boundary. If it feels hard, start small. One text, one boundary. The key is to act, to weave intentionally. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Your relationships are a web, each thread carrying energy that shapes your reality. Right now, some threads might be tangled, pulling you down. The connection web lets you weave a new pattern, one that lifts you toward your vision. You're the weaver, and your life is your tapestry dot. If you're thinking, "I can't change my relationships," or "I'm stuck with these people," that's the old code talking. You don't need to overhaul your life, just adjust one thread. One kind word, one boundary can shift the web. Tonight, weave your masterpiece dot. This is the final chapter. But it's not the end, it's the beginning. You rewired your reality over 7 nights, from your story to your connections. Now it's time to live it. Keep doing these practices. Return to the reality mirror, the Dreamcatcher journal, all of them. They're not one-time acts. They're your tools for life. Subscribe to stay connected, like this video, to declare your commitment, and share it with someone who needs to wake up. You're not just a viewer, you're a creator, and your reality is yours to shape. Start tonight and keep weaving your masterpiece.